Good morning, Chana. Yes, you remember what did we do yesterday?
Yes, ma'am.
TV, you remember all that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What was TV?
Tidal volume.
What? IRV?
Inspiratory reserve volume.
What? So we are going to study about transport of gases. Let me explain the first paragraph, then I'll ask you questions so that you can learn with me here only. That day I told you oxygen and carbon dioxide, whatever exchange takes place through alveoli after air goes through so many places. And who's going to carry that blood? And who's going to carry that oxygen? It is blood. That is why we had used the word that alveoli are vascular. And we discussed that the meaning of vascular is having a lot of blood vessels. Why did we have so many blood vessels? Because who is going to carry oxygen to all parts of the
Blood.
body? Yes. And who will collect back the carbon dioxide from all cells? Again, it is blood only, beta. So, what is the medium for transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide? What carries O2 and CO2 inside the body? What is the medium of transport? It is blood only. 97% of oxygen is transported by RBCs in the blood. Okay? 97% of oxygen. Who's going to carry? Tell me. RBCs.
RBC.
Yes, beta. And the remaining 3% is carried through plasma. So whether it is RBC or plasma, they are components of blood only. That means 100% oxygen transportation is taking place by blood. 97% by RBCs and 3% by plasma. RBC is also a part of blood. Plasma is also a part of blood only. So that means what is the medium of transport for oxygen? It is blood only. Let us come to carbon dioxide. 20 to 25% of CO2 is transported by RBCs. Okay. See, this is a little less here. RBC is only how much transport of carbon dioxide? 20 to 25%. And 70% of carbon dioxide is carried as bicarbonate. What is the formula of bicarbonate?
CO3.
Yes.
CO3.
So we have CO2 combining with oxygen and hydrogen and then forming bicarbonate. So 70% of carbon dioxide travels in the form of bicarbonate in the body and 7% is carried through plasma. So I'm giving you 1 minute. Please revise these figures. I'll ask you questions by name. You should know oxygen how much percent and CO2 how much percent in what form. Quickly. Revised?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me ask now. What is the medium of transport of gases, CO2 and O2 in the human body?
Blood.
Blood.
Yes. Which two components of blood are mainly involved in transport?
RBCs and plasma.
RBCs and plasma.
How much of oxygen is transported by RBCs
97%.
97%.
7%.
and how much percent by plasma oxygen?
3%.
3%.
3%.
Which is the main transporter for oxygen? Is it RBC or is it plasma?
RBCs.
RBCs.
RBC.
Let's move on to carbon dioxide. Is RBC again the main component, main transport medium for carbon dioxide?
No, ma'am.
No, it is not the main transport medium. RBC carries only how much percent of carbon dioxide?
20 to 25%.
97%.
Okay. For moving inside the body, carbon dioxide is converted into bicarbonate forms. How much percent of it moves or is transported in the form of bicarbonates?
70%.
70%.
70%.
Is plasma involved in the transport of CO2?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it involved?
Yes,
How
ma'am.
much? How much percent?
7%.
7%.
7%.
Okay. So RBC carries how much of O2 and how much of CO2?
97% O2.
97% of O2 and
20
20 to 25% CO2.
And plasma carries how much of oxygen and how much percent of CO2?
3% oxygen, 7% CO2.
How much percent of carbon dioxide is transported in the form of bicarbonates?
70%.
70%. So these are some simple figures you should know and understand that blood is the main medium, whether it is RBCs or it is plasma. Now we're going to study transport of oxygen. Giving you a minute, very quickly read and try to relate it with this graph beta. Transport of oxygen. What does P stand for, this small p? PO2, PCO2?
Partial pressure.
Very good. Partial pressure. Good. Okay. Get a bit better. Now, before you start this and understand this, listen for the partial pressure. Keep in mind one thing, that the partial pressure of oxygen is low in the tissues, inside the cells or the tissues. The partial pressure of oxygen is always low. Reason kya hai beta? Because oxygen is continuously being used for cellular respiration. So partial pressure of oxygen will be low or high inside the cells and tissues. Tell me.
Low.
Yes, partial pressure of oxygen inside the cells or the tissues, will it be low or will it be high?
It will
It
be
will
low.
be low.
It will be low. The reason is because oxygen is continuously being used for cellular respiration. It is only 40 millimeter mercury. What is the value of partial pressure of oxygen inside the cells?
40 millimeter mercury.
Yes. And remember that the partial pressure of oxygen in the blood is very high because blood में वो वहाँ पे use नहीं होता है for respiration. Only after oxygen reaches the cells, it is used to break down the food and produce energy, which we call as cellular respiration. What is that process known as? Cellular respiration. देखो बेटा, Breathing in and breathing, the exchange of gases is breathing. Now, once oxygen reaches the cells or tissues, it is used to break down the food that you eat to give you energy. That process takes place in the cells and it is known as cellular respiration. तो oxygen blood में तो use नहीं हो रहा है. It is not used. It is only used when it reaches the cells. So partial pressure of oxygen in the blood is high. It is 100 millimeters mercury. So where is it high, blood or cells?
In
In
blood.
blood.
In the blood. What is its value?
100 mercury.
Very good. And how much is the partial pressure of oxygen in the cells?
40
40
millimeter.
mercury.
Why do you think it same blood, where I mean the same oxygen, जब blood में होता है partial pressure ज़्यादा है, when it reaches the cells, why does it become less over there? Tell me quickly.
Because it is continuously being used in cellular respiration.
Is it clear for everybody? Before we understand this, everybody should know this. The partial pressure of oxygen is higher inside the cells and tissues, lower, sorry, and higher in the blood only. Is it okay? Now see, ये जो respiration process होता है बेटा, basically this happens because there is a difference in the partial pressure of oxygen and carbon dioxide between the alveoli and the blood. अच्छा चलो, अब हमने oxygen का समझ लिया, let us understand for carbon dioxide. Partial pressure of carbon dioxide in the blood is 45 millimeters. Blood. Okay. CO2 partial pressure in the blood is how much? 45. Remember this value? What is the partial pressure of carbon dioxide in the blood?
45.
Yes. And what is the partial pressure of carbon dioxide in the alveoli? It is 40. How much is it?
40.
40.
So again, blood में ज़्यादा है. CO2 partial pressure in the blood is 45 and in the alveoli it is only 40. Do you remember about oxygen? A very quick review of the partial pressure of oxygen. Tell me the values if you people remember. How much was it in the blood?
100 millimeter.
Very good, 100 millimeters of mercury. And how much was it in the tissues or in the cells?
40 millimeter of mercury.
40. What about the partial pressure of carbon dioxide? How much is it in the blood?
45.
45.
45.
And how much? Very good, beta. And how much is it in the alveoli?
40.
40. You know about hemoglobin. What do you know about hemoglobin? Little bit that we've done in 9th or 10th. What do you know about hemoglobin? Tell me the color, functions.
Red in color present in
Red
RBC.
color pigment.
Function.
Carries oxygen.
It can bind with O2.
Only O2.
Then with CO2 too.
Does it bind with CO2?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me. When hemoglobin binds with oxygen, what compound is made, beta?
Oxyhemoglobin. Oxyhemoglobin.
Very good. And it binds with CO2. Then what is made? Have you read in the newspapers or seen on TV that some deaths occurred because people were locked inside the car for hours and that is why they died? ऐसा कुछ news पढ़ा सुना somewhere?
Yes, ma'am.
Somebody was locked in the car for some hours, 7-8 hours, and उनका death हो गया. And AC भी चल रहा था, and all these things we have read about. Have you ever thought ऐसा क्यों होता होगा?
Ma'am, because carbon monoxide is produced, so ma'am, hemoglobin has more affiliation towards it. And this
Excellent. Very, very good. Too good, beta. See, when the car is locked, absolutely, people inside, they're breathing out which gas?
Carbon
Carbon
dioxide.
Carbon dioxide. So after 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, there is no oxygen in the car. It's all locked. And only what is being given out by the respiration process of the people inside is carbon dioxide. Now, when we are inhaling, I mean, not we are talking about people who are inside. When they're inhaling, they start inhaling carbon dioxide only because carbon oxygen nahi hai ab. So when they start inhaling carbon dioxide, hemoglobin inside the body, inside the blood, starts combining with, just now one of your friends said that hemoglobin has more affinity towards
Carbon
Carbon
monoxide.
carbon monoxide. So thoda bahut oxygen hai bhi, then also it will prefer to bind with whom? Oxygen or CO2? Hemoglobin. CO2. And it forms a poisonous compound, carboxyhemoglobin. What is that compound called?
Carboxyhemoglobin.
Yes, and this carboxyhemoglobin prevents the blood. Okay, it does not allow the blood to reach the lungs or the brain, and that is the reason that in a few minutes death ho jata hai for people who are locked inside the car. It is mainly this carboxyhemoglobin jo gadbad karta hai. That is the main reason. They do not form oxyhemoglobin. What is formed is carboxyhemoglobin in such cases. So we are going to study about hemoglobin. You already told me about hemoglobin. What is the color?
Red.
Red.
Yes, it is red in color. And it has the tendency, no doubt, it combines with oxygen. And when it combines with oxygen, it forms a compound which is known as
Oxyhemoglobin.
oxyhemoglobin. It binds with hemoglobin in a reversible manner. What do you mean by this sentence? Reversible manner? What is a reversible reaction?
Ma'am, it can be reversed.
Yes, beta, it can be reversed. So if I say oxygen combines with hemoglobin to form oxyhemoglobin, and this is a reversible reaction, then what will it mean?
Ma'am, we can get oxygen back again.
Yes, beta, very good. That means that oxyhemoglobin can break again to form hemoglobin and oxygen. It's a simple reversible process, beta. Oxygen combines with hemoglobin to form oxyhemoglobin. Oxyhemoglobin can dissociate or break down and again give you which two things?
Oxygen and hemoglobin.
Oxygen and hemoglobin. First period means everybody is sleepy. Have a cup of coffee in the morning, children. Each hemoglobin molecule can carry a maximum of 4 molecules of oxygen. We always do, whenever we say the functions of hemoglobin, we say hemoglobin carries oxygen or it transports oxygen. Tell me, each hemoglobin molecule, each hemoglobin, how many oxygen molecules can it transport?
4.
4.
4. Beta, you need to understand this concept, not only because it is given in the chapter, also because these short questions are very important when it comes to your competitive exams. These one-liners, no, they're very important. So be very careful for when we read this. First thing that we have read is that oxygen is transported by a pigment which is called
Hemoglobin.
hemoglobin. So when oxygen combines with hemoglobin, which compound is made?
Oxyhemoglobin.
Oxyhemoglobin.
What kind of a process is this?
Reversible.
Reversible process. That means the oxyhemoglobin can break down again to form oxygen and hemoglobin. So hemoglobin carries oxygen. Is it clear for everybody? One molecule of
Yes,
hemoglobin. Okay. One molecule of hemoglobin can carry how many molecules of oxygen?
4.
Yes. Remember these values? It can carry 4 molecules of oxygen. Binding of oxygen with hemoglobin is primarily what? Related to the partial pressure of oxygen. Why hemoglobin binds to oxygen. That is what we need to understand because of the difference in partial pressure. Why will hemoglobin bind with oxygen? Tell me the reason. Because of difference in what?
Partial pressure.
In the partial pressure.
Yes, because of the difference in the partial pressure only. Okay, now understand how. Partial pressure of CO2, hydrogen ions concentration, and the temperature are the other factors which can interfere with the binding. The main reason, the main thing which is going to influence the binding of oxygen with hemoglobin is basically related to the difference in the partial pressures of oxygen. I had already discussed that there is a lot of difference in the partial pressure of oxygen. In the blood, it was 100. And how much was it in the cells and tissues?
40.
40.
40. So the main reason why this oxygen is going to bind are going to bind with hemoglobin is partial pressure. However, kitni jaldi bind karega, kitni speed se bind karega, that again depends on some factors. Number one is partial pressure of carbon dioxide. Number two is hydrogen ion concentration. And number three is temperature. Okay, children, once again now. We said that hemoglobin will bind with oxygen because of the difference in the partial pressure of oxygen in the blood and the tissues. There are three more factors which will influence the speed with which oxygen is going to bind with hemoglobin. What are the factors?
Partial pressure of CO2, hydrogen ion concentration, and temperature.
Good. One child more. Can you tell me the reason? I mean, three factors which will influence the speed with which O2 will bind. Very good. Speak out, beta. Three factors which will influence the binding of oxygen with hemoglobin. I'll only speak now. What is the point? I don't understand. A sigmoid curve is obtained when the percentage saturation of hemoglobin with oxygen is plotted against the partial pressure of oxygen. Can you see this curve in the graph? Is it a straight line curve?
No, ma'am.
What kind of a curve? What is the shape called?
Sigmoid curve.
Sigmoid. This S-shaped curve that you get, that is your sigmoid curve. What is this curve called, children? Speak out.
Sigmoid curve.
This curve, okay, is known as the oxygen dissociation curve. What do we call this curve as, which we get when we are plotting? This curve is known as?
Oxygen dissociation curve.
Yes, Peter. We are actually getting a sigmoid curve. And when are we getting? When we are plotting two things. What are we plotting if you can see the graph? One is the partial pressure of oxygen. Okay. And what is the other thing? Saturation of hemoglobin with oxygen. That means how much hemoglobin can combine with oxygen. We just now discussed that there are three factors which will influence that how much hemoglobin or with what speed hemoglobin is going to combine. So when you do this and draw the graph, difference in partial pressures, and of course the other factors influencing it, you will get what shape of a curve?
Sigmoid.
Sigmoid. What is this curve called?
Sigmoid
This is
curve.
Yes, the shape is sigmoid and we call it as oxygen dissociation curve. This curve is very important because just now you told me there are three factors which generally influence the binding of hemoglobin with oxygen. Who will tell me once again what are the factors?
Partial pressure of CO2, hydrogen ion concentration, and temperature.
Very good. So with the help of this curve, we can understand the effect of all these factors on the binding capacity of hemoglobin. So this curve was studied, beta. Your friend has just told you all the factors which influence that, which are going to influence what? Which are going to influence the binding of oxygen with hemoglobin. So when we are studying the factors, all these factors, which curve is going to help us?
Oxygen
Oxygen.
dissociation.
Yes, dissociation curve. Now let us understand in the body what happens. Let's talk about the alveoli. Yesterday also, day before yesterday also, I told you Gaseous exchange takes place in the alveoli. Although the air is going to enter from external nares and the nasal pharynx, trachea, bronchus, bronchi, primary bronchioles, secondary bronchioles, tertiary bronchioles, and finally it is always alveoli. So what is the condition in the alveoli? Let us understand. In the alveoli, the partial pressure of oxygen is high, okay, and the partial pressure of carbon dioxide is low. Understand the conditions in the alveoli, okay? Partial pressure of what is high?
Oxygen.
Yes, because the blood which is carrying oxygen is directly reaching the alveoli, the blood is reaching there. So the partial pressure of oxygen will be higher. And what about the pressure of carbon dioxide? Is it less or is it high? It is
Less.
less. Please understand the conditions in the alveoli and then please answer also. Remember, mainly there are 4 conditions which we need to remember in the alveoli. High partial pressure of oxygen, low partial pressure of carbon dioxide, the lesser hydrogen ion concentration, and lower temperature. Tell me very quickly, what are the 4 factors what are the 4 conditions rather in the alveoli? What is the
High
partial pressure of oxygen? Speak out, bache.
high,
Ma'am, high.
High. What about the partial pressure of carbon dioxide?
Low.
Low. What are the other 2 factors which we need to know?
lesser hydrogen ion concentration and lower temperature.
Very good. So please remember, these are the conditions in the alveoli, and all the exchange is going to take place in the alveoli only. Once again with me, children. What is the partial pressure of oxygen in the alveoli?
High,
What about CO2?
low,
Yes. What about the temperature?
low temperature.
And concentration of hydrogen ions is also low. Only one thing is high, children, if you see. Out of all these 4 factors, all the other things are less or low. Partial pressure of CO2 is low. Hydrogen ion concentration is low. Temperature is also low. Only one thing is high, and that is
Partial
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 pressure of oxygen.
Good. So all these conditions are very favorable for the formation of oxyhemoglobin, because एक ही चीज ज्यादा है इस समय, and that is the partial pressure of oxygen is higher. That means the amount of oxygen is higher. So all these conditions are very, very suitable for formation of oxyhemoglobin. But beta tissues में बिल्कुल उल्टा हो जाएगा. Partial pressure of oxygen is low, बाकी सब कुछ high हो जाएगा. Is it okay, beta? And the conditions are favorable for dissociation of oxygen from the oxyhemoglobin. Now, hemoglobin will break in the tissues to form hemoglobin and oxygen. In the beginning only, I said this is a reversible reaction. अब इसको फिर से एक बार जल्दी से कर लेते हैं. Okay, tell me very quickly, what are the conditions inside the blood? Tell me very quickly. Alveoli. Conditions in the alveoli. There are 4 things, out of which 3 are low. What are the 3 things which are low?
partial pressure of carbon dioxide, hydrogen ion
Yes.
concentration, and temperature.
Very good. Only one thing was high, and that is partial pressure of
Oxygen.
Oxygen.
oxygen. These conditions are very suitable because oxygen is at a high pressure. It will very quickly bind with hemoglobin to form
Oxygen.
oxyhemoglobin. इसका बिल्कुल उल्टा condition is going to happen now inside the tissues and cells. There, all those 3 things जो कम थे, they are all high, and only one thing is low, and that is
Partial
That
pressure
is?
of oxygen.
yes, partial pressure of oxygen is low. तो जब सब कुछ उल्टा हो रहा है conditions, तो reaction भी उल्टा हो जाएगा. There, oxygen was combining with hemoglobin to form oxyhemoglobin. Here, hemoglobin will break down to form which 2 things?
Oxygen and hemoglobin.
Oxygen and hemoglobin. Children, please answer so that I know whether you've understood or you have not understood. What are the conditions which favor the combining of hemoglobin to oxygen to form oxyhemoglobin and in the alveoli? Tell me very quickly, what are the 4 conditions? And high or low? Speak quickly.
High partial pressure of oxygen, low
Very
partial
good.
pressure of carbon dioxide, less hydrogen ion concentration, and lower temperature.
Very good. So these 3 things are low. As your friend have just told, that only one thing is high, and that is partial pressure of oxygen. In this condition, oxygen will bind with hemoglobin to form.
Oxyhemoglobin.
Very good. And what are the conditions inside the tissues or the cells? What are the conditions? Exactly opposite. I want someone else to tell me now. Conditions inside the cells or the tissues. What is low? What is high? What about partial pressure of oxygen, children, in the cells? Is it low or is it high?
Low.
Ma'am,
Low.
it's low inside cell.
And all the other 3 factors? Other 3 factors?
Hi. They are
Yeah,
high.
high. So do you, very good. Do you agree that the conditions are exactly the opposite that we had in the alveoli?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So the reaction will be also exactly the opposite. Rather than having a combination reaction where oxygen was combining with hemoglobin to form oxyhemoglobin, we'll have a decomposition reaction. So oxyhemoglobin will break down into
Oxygen and hemoglobin.
oxygen and hemoglobin. Obviously, where partial pressure of oxygen is higher, it has a greater power. So it combines with hemoglobin. So these are the difference in the conditions between the alveoli and the body cells. So the conditions are different. The reactions are also different over here. Did you understand till here? Sure. Dissociation. What does the word dissociation mean? Dissociation means what, beta?
Ma'am, breaking down.
Yes, very good. Now, oxygen concentration is high in the blood, maximum in the lungs. Do you agree? Oxygen concentration in the blood will be higher in the lungs only. So this formation of oxyhemoglobin will take place where? In the lung surface. And dissociation will take place in the tissues. Because just now you said that the partial pressure of oxygen becomes low in the cells or the tissues. So where does the binding process take place? Where will the binding process? Alveoli, basically, that is the surface of the lungs. Alveoli, there only we talk about lungs में ही होता है alveoli, and it is at the edge. Alveoli, if you remember, बिल्कुल last में जाके होता है. Trachea आता है, फिर bronchus, bronchioles, primary, secondary, tertiary. Last में membrane के पास जा करके we have alveoli. Do you agree? If you remember that the diagram, it is very close to the surface membrane. So obviously binding will take place here in the lungs and dissociation will take place where? कहाँ पे partial pressure low था?
Cells.
Okay. Now very quickly, let us do one thing. What color pigment is hemoglobin? Just one paragraph I'm taking up at a time so that you are confident. Red. It binds with which gas? Of course, it binds with both the gases, but we are talking about here formation of oxyhemoglobin. Formation of oxyhemoglobin means hemoglobin binds with?
Oxygen.
Oxygen.
And what does it form?
Oxygen.
Okay. One molecule of hemoglobin binds with how many molecules of oxygen?
4
Four.
molecules.
4.
Okay, very good. This binding process mainly takes place because of the difference in the partial pressures of gases. Is it okay? It takes place because of partial pressures. What are the other factors which influence this binding and dissociation? Apart from the partial pressure of oxygen, there are 3 more factors which influence. What is it? Temperature and
Partial pressure of CO2 and hydrogen ion concentration.
so please remember these 3 factors which influence. So when we study the rate of saturation of hemoglobin, that means how much oxygen can bind with hemoglobin with these factors, we get a curve, sigmoid curve. What is that curve called?
Sigmoid curve.
Oxygen dissociation curve.
Yes, very good. It is called as the oxygen dissociation curve. Very quickly, children, what are the conditions in the alveoli? 4 conditions which are suitable for binding of oxygen with hemoglobin. What are the conditions? I'll speak one, the rest 3 you will tell me. Low temperature.
High partial pressure of oxygen with a partial pressure of CO2 and less hydrogen atom concentration.
Very good. Since the partial pressure of oxygen is high, it will bind with hemoglobin to form
Oxyhemoglobin.
oxyhemoglobin. Exactly the opposite conditions are there when the blood reaches the cells or the tissues. I'll speak one, you tell me the other one. Okay, high hydrogen ion concentration.
High partial
temperature.
pressure of carbon dioxide.
Very good. And
High hydrogen ion concentration.
this will
Low,
favor.
pre-
Very good. Bolo bache. Low.
low partial pressure of oxygen.
This will favor the binding or the dissociation.
Dissociation.
This will favor the dissociation. So binding of oxygen with hemoglobin to form oxyhemoglobin takes place where? Where does it
Alveoli.
take place? Alveoli. Alveoli, of course, the surface of the lungs, it means the same. And where does the dissociation take place?
In the cells.
In the cells. And we know the difference why this happens. Let's see this. Just one paragraph I've taken up it over here. This clearly indicates that oxygen gets bound to hemoglobin in the lung surface and gets dissociated with the tissues. Every 100 ml of oxygen blood can deliver around 5 milliliters of oxygen to the tissues under normal physiological conditions. So, how much oxygen can bind to 100 ml of blood? Tell me how much?
5
100 ml
ml.
of 5
5
ml.
mm.
So if a person's one artery I talk about or one blood vessel which is carrying 500 milliliters of oxygenated blood, how much oxygen will it give the tissue? Tell me, if I'm talking about a blood vessel inside the body of a person, any area, it is there is 500 ml of oxygenated blood flowing in it. So how much of oxygen it must be giving the tissue in that area?
The
Simple
quantity
calculation, yes.
and how much
100
blood
ml.
is it?
Hanji beta.
And please repeat the question.
Okay. Like it is mentioned here that 100 ml gives 5 ml of oxygen. 100 ml of blood is going to deliver 5 ml of oxygen to the tissues. Keep this in mind. Now I'm asking, supposing in anyone's body, in any particular area, any blood vessel, 500 milliliter of oxygenated blood is flowing. 500 milliliters. So how much of oxygen will it give the tissue?
25 ml.
25 ml. Okay. If supposing 1000 ml of blood is being injected into a particular person's body in a particular area, only 1000 ml of oxygenated blood is there. How much of oxygen will it deliver to the tissues?